Hey there guys, welcome back to another awesome video, and let's talk about Black Panther 2 and the sort of, possibilities of what Black Panther 2 can be now, especially with what happened in the news, but whether it be the possibilities of what they can do, what can Marvel do now, the original idea that they could have had, and some of my own ideas, my own thoughts on what originally I thought Black Panther 2 could be, versus what Black Panther 2 can be now. So let's obviously talk about what I had in mind originally. Not that I'm obviously a producer or a creator at Marvel saying, hey, this was my original idea. I'm just saying the idea of what they could have done with the character for the sequel, and then obviously what they can do now for the franchise and somewhat of the character. So either way, right out the get-go, both versions of what I have, like the old idea I had versus the new idea, both I'd have Black Panther 2 be called Black Panther War of the Kings. Whether I have the 2 in there or not doesn't matter, but point is it'd be Black Panther War of the Kings. And so for the first idea I had in mind was including the possibility of the, tease for Phase 4 and maybe into Phase 5, because if you remember, in Phase 4 and Phase 5, we kind of got a little bit of thing about the Fantastic Four. And I think what would be really interesting is whether Marvel decides to do something with them or not, like as a big bad. I think it would be interesting to maybe tease, or maybe we see more of Doctor Doom, and not just Doctor Doom as the villain, but also maybe in this movie we see Doctor Doom as the ruler of Latveria, like a king against Wakanda versus the king or ruler of Latveria, hence War of the Kings, and stealing the Marvel Comics title War of the Kings with it had Black Bolt and Gladiator, and I think using War of the Kings for this would be a lot better, and it would be a lot more clever too. So I think that'd be really cool. And then plus you could set up a lot of ideas, like maybe the next Avengers movie could be Doctor Doom being the big bad, whether he has the whole powers of the Beyonder or whatever. Or heck, maybe you could do something like Doom War. That would be a good idea. So you'd have obviously Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four film, and then maybe introduce him here and there, or not introduce him, but maybe have him appear more in other films. And then maybe he'll be like a reoccurring baddie, kind of like your Loki in a way. Not replacing Loki, but kind of like he'll show up in multiple films. And then maybe we'll get him as a big bad for the Avengers. And I think Black Panther 2 could have been a good start to see Doctor Doom, without a shadow of a doubt. I think that'd be really sweet, for sure. Looking at the poster I have here, I also had the possibility, since before Infinity War happened and Endgame happened and all these other things happened, there was a possibility after Black Panther 2, or I think it was either the first Black Panther or the possibility of Black Panther 2, that we would see the inclusion of maybe Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, aka White Wolf. So I think that would have been interesting, and I want to keep him in there. I would have kept him in there because I think it would have been really cool, especially obviously that credit scene with him being White Wolf and being in Wakanda for a little bit. He could help in some way capacity, whether it's helping out the soldiers of Wakanda, or even just being a personal bodyguard, or just personal protector, or whatever they do with him. But you could do something really cool. They could have done something cool with White Wolf, aka Bucky. Now with him being in now that Disney Plus is doing the Winter Soldier and Falcon show, it's gonna be a little bit weird to have him all of a sudden just go, yeah, I'm gonna go over to Wakanda. I mean, it'd be a little weird, but maybe there could be a scene, or maybe a cameo they could have had where he shows up, and then that would have been it for Winter Soldier, and maybe Falcon shows up, who knows. But for my original idea, I had this possibility of having Winter Soldier be in the second Black Panther, seeing how we got a tease of him obviously in the first Black Panther with him being White Wolf and being called White Wolf. Maybe exploring that a little bit more, we'll see. But going back to the War of Kings idea, Doctor Doom would not be the only ruler that would be involved in this battle, or in this war, if you will. So, the other ruler, or the other king that would show up, whether he is a threat to Wakanda, or he's an ally to Wakanda, could be Namor. And I think that would be really cool, to have Namor and plus both Doctor Doom and Namor were rumored to be in Black Panther 2, and have those characters showing up would be awesome. And like, okay, you could have a three-way war against Wakanda, Latveria, and Atlantis, but that seems a bit unfair. But would it be cool? Yes. Would it be unfair? I don't know. But all I know is the possibility of him being another villain would be cool. If not, he could be a friend to Wakanda, a friend to Black Panther. That way he has more allies against Latveria, because maybe Latveria is a bigger, wider like country. So Wakanda is a small little area, and maybe he has to make peace with Atlantis in order for him to be like, hey, we need some allies, we need some help, and all this other stuff, and all that fun jazz. So now you have Namor and Black Panther maybe like alongside the two of each other, join forces, united as one to fight off Doctor Doom. And Doctor Doom obviously wouldn't be this villain that we kill in this movie, but he would reoccur later films. As for like other characters, I think Shuri could maybe, she doesn't become Queen of Wakanda yet, or princess. Well, she's still a princess of Wakanda, but I think she would maybe don a Black Panther suit, or maybe don a somewhat prototype suit for herself. She would make one of her own, possibly, with her own designs and her own techniques and her own like technology. Maybe apply the stuff that she used for her brother's suit to her suit, like that sort of, I guess, not nanotech, but that like voice activated suit sort of thing that it does. Maybe she'd do something like that. Maybe it's the vibranium in it, all that in durability. So I think that'd be cool. Maybe it doesn't have to be the Black Panther suit that she wears, but it could be at least a resemblance to it or a prototype. And then maybe in the later films we'll see her don a more Black Panther looking outfit. Then we see her later on afterwards become the Queen of Wakanda. And as for T'Challa, I think just seeing more of him as a ruler and as a king would have been great, especially with how he was at that peace treaty, or at that city hall moment at the end of Black Panther, and expanding on him being a king and being a ruler, and how well he would reach to success. And whether he does it alone or he finds someone that can maybe help him rule Wakanda is a different story. But that's mainly what I had for my I guess original thoughts for Black Panther 2. Now obviously everything's kind of like down the drain because of the whole news, but that doesn't mean they can't stop. They're not gonna. This doesn't mean that they have to cancel Black Panther 2 or anything involving that character. You could still do stuff with him. But now, I think what they can do for his character is whatever Chadwick said to Kevin, because he definitely told him stuff like, hey, here's what I want done with my character. So, whatever happens will happen. But for now, my new ideas and new possibilities for this Black Panther 2, I still think it should be still War of the Kings. I think that'd be great. Still include Doctor Doom. I don't know about the idea of having Namor, but I definitely have Doctor Doom still as the villain. I'd still have him show up without a shadow of a doubt. Maybe in the beginning we have this idea that maybe there's a, like I've said before, maybe you can have a time jump to now it's years later that he's passed away or he's died in battle, or you somehow retcon that he was in Endgame, or well, actually, that would be the last thing I'd do. But I'm just trying to, like, throw in that idea of that somehow he's dead. By the time we reach Black Panther 2, he's dead. T'Challa is dead. Or maybe there's a scene where they have him just get killed off. Someone said that maybe he crashes or dies in a assassination sort of way. Since he is a public figure and a public character in the MCU, I think that could be one way to do it. I wouldn't like off him like just some like random person, but I'd definitely give him that honorable death. So maybe something like that could work. As for who could kind of continue the mantle, I think that'd be the main focus. Besides Doctor Doom being the villain, the main focus I think also could be is who can lead now, and then Shuri kind of having to step in and be a lot more mature than she has to expect. Like, now she has to instantly expect that she has to, like, kind of grow up a little bit quicker than she needs to be. I think the responsibilities that she'd have to make and the choices she'd have to do, and I think exploiting her becoming queen could be a possibility. However, there is another possibility we can see. However it may work, we'll see. There's two options on this here now. There's option A for the new idea is you can have them maybe resurrect Killmonger, since the original idea for Black Panther 2 was there was going to be maybe a possibility of Killmonger coming back and maybe resurrecting him. And I was like, okay, some people were upset about that. I thought I was fine with it because you could do that same thing that they did for Black Panther in the first movie, where they resurrected him through that, like, I guess, well, I forgot what they did exactly, but obviously M'Baku resurrected him or somehow saved his life, and then maybe you could do the same thing with Killmonger. You can do that sort of thing too. Or maybe have him like be resurrected with the ancestors sort of like thing that they had in the first movie. And then you can have Killmonger now, either he's still in his mind that villain that we know, and then what you could possibly do is either his character could definitely have a really compelling arc from going from this complex villain to a very humble hero at the end of the movie, realizing the stuff that can be done, and especially knowing that T'Challa is dead and that weight on him and all these other things that can affect him in the sequel, and maybe somehow Doctor Doom have an effect on Killmonger, changing who he is and becoming this humble, noble king of Wakanda. Because Killmonger has been the Black Panther before, or at least has ruled Wakanda once before. So, in the comics, of course. So, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to have him do that in the sequel for Black Panther. Or, or the other option is for his characters, have him be resurrected with the humbleness that he had at the end of the movie when he died, basically. And have him kind of now this changed character, this once a villain, now a hero. How much of a difference that would be, and how much compelling and really interesting that would be for the viewers and for Michael B. Jordan's character. But if they don't do that, I think what would be really cool is maybe if you have Killmonger be an ancestor with the other Black Panthers, be, I guess, that mentor for Shuri, maybe. Because maybe Shuri is the only choice that Wakanda has. And she has to look to advice from all past ancestors, even if it means looking to, well, I mean, you can't have T'Challa, but obviously in his place you can maybe have Killmonger. So Killmonger could be that mentor that can maybe help her out, realize what it means to be a ruler of Wakanda, and still have to deal with possibly the world of Latveria and Doctor Doom. And whether this would make sense or not, I think for the sequel, since they're talking about it a little bit, maybe you can throw in Storm, which would be cool. I wouldn't mind having Storm in the sequel for this idea. It would have made more sense to have her included in the original idea I had with T'Challa, because obviously T'Challa and Aurora, I think Aurora, or whatever her name is, her real name, Storm's real name, they got married and they obviously became rulers of Wakanda. But I think this, obviously, since that can't work now, let's at least try and put Storm into the picture, whether she takes the mantle or not. But definitely either an appearance by her, or maybe she'll play a bigger role in this, but she definitely has a key role after this film because of the Doom War, because she played a part in the Doom War with her being kidnapped, I think, by Doctor Doom, or I think there was this whole thing about her being a mutant causing her to lose her, I guess, title or something. I don't remember. It was a while since I read Doom War, so I'll have to reread it again. But I do remember something involving Storm, and either she was like kidnapped by Doom, and hence why the Avengers and Black Panther went after Doom in Latveria, or something about Storm that made her look bad to the public, where now they're back in the state of, oh, mutants again, like, shield away, those freaks, we gotta do something about them. So I think that's gonna definitely play. I think those later things will affect it. Obviously, just minus T'Challa. That's gonna be the only big problem with this movie. Well, not big problem with this movie. That's gonna be a big like obstacle. Is trying to figure out what do you do with this character now, and all that stuff right there. But I think that's all I have for my ideas on what Black Panther could have been, what Black Panther 2 could have been, and what it can be now. And those are my thoughts. I know some people have already said these ideas, some people haven't, but still, I think if you're going to have someone take over, it's got to be, you can't recast T'Challa. You have to have either Killmonger or you have to have Shuri, and I'd be fine with either one of those. If you really want to, Storm, it wouldn't make any sense, but if you want to, sure, but your best bets are Killmonger and Shuri. Your villain could be Doctor Doom, and you may or may not, or you could or could not use Namor and Storm in this film. But what do you guys think on my thoughts and my sort of like, I guess, possible ideas of Black Panther 2? Let me know in the comments, what are some ideas you have for the sequel? If you have any, who should take the mantle, who should be the villain, you let me know in the comments down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, if not every week. Make sure you ring that bell, be notified of new videos. I do new videos and new content every day, if not every week. Make sure you share the video with your family and your friends, all that fun jazz as well. And look out for more videos, more reviews, top 10s, gamings, vlogs, Q&As, maybe here and there, reactions, live streams, all that fun stuff. And also in the comments, leave some suggestions and leave some requests on reviews, top 10s, gamings, vlogs, you name it, I'll look into it. Any awesome news you want me to cover, and I'll look into it as well. I'm going to try and pump out as much as I can, especially with my work schedule, because tomorrow tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow I work, and then Friday I work, and then this Saturday I may be doing something. I don't think I'll be doing anything YouTube-wise, but I will be out for my birthday, doing some things, all that good stuff, enjoying myself, and then celebrating my 19th birthday. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.